Man, you can almost cue the music called Too Hot by Kool and the Gang. Tomorrow starts summer, the first official day of summer, and almost on cue, temperatures are expected to climb into those low 90s, low to mid 90s as we head into the work week next week. So we want to kind of get you acclimated to the suppressive heat that could be coming our way. Let's talk to Mike Sawka. He's the adjunct professor at Georgia Tech's School of Biological Sciences. He was part of the research to help athletes and occupational workers better understand and prevent sweat loss and dehydration. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sawka.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, listen, your research dives into that gradual heat exposure that helps the body adapt. Walk us through what happens inside of our bodies during this acclimation process.
Sure. Humans can adapt to heat. We're warm weather animals. We can have quite a bit of adaptation. And what we have over first 3-4 days, quite a few changes, and it can continue out. The changes that occur are, one, you can increase your ability to sweat. 2, you can increase to have cardiovascular stability so that you can support high skin blood flow for heat loss and the sweating losses. In addition, there's a bunch of changes that are molecular that help protect tissues from high temperatures and the cardiovascular strain that occurs with heat stress.
For folks who work in Atlanta or want to exercise outside, we do a lot of things. You know, this is really a year long. You try to be outside. How long does it realistically take the body to adjust to the summer conditions?
You can do quite a bit in 4 days, but you basically adapt to what you exposed to. But it can continue on for many weeks, actually. But we usually use a rule of thumb that after 8 to 10 days, you're pretty well adapted to whatever you've been exposed to.
Why is this a critical thing for us to do? Like when you talk about sweat efficiency, right? You know, on these muggy days, why is it so critical for us?
Sweat's only part of it, because as you get to higher temperatures, you're totally dependent on sweat for heat loss. Because as the ambient temperature gets higher than body temperatures, you're gaining heat from the environment. So sweat's part of it, but also the cardiovascular adaptations that support that. And the problem that folks have is that they underdrink. That if you just voluntarily would want to replace fluids, you'd only replace 30 to 50%, and that's even in a heat acclimatized person. So they'll dehydrate over time. This then can increase cardiovascular strain, increase body temperature, and result in exertional heat illness or heat illness, such as heat exhaustion or heat stroke. So that's one adaptation, is to be able to acclimatize. Second is to replace hydration. But also I think it's important with the hot weather coming up that individuals think about low technology approaches that may be able to abate the heat stress, and also if they're feeling strain, to be able to reduce the risk of exertional heat illness or heat illness. And 2 of these that have been quite a bit developed by the military, much of it down here at Fort Benning, at the experimental place, is one, something called arm immersion. That if you're outdoors and you don't have a lot of technology there, you can get a tub of cold water, immerse your arms. You can reduce body temperature a little bit. And also it's been shown to reduce the severity of exertional heat illness. The second is that if you have someone that you suspect that has heat illness, and you can't initially tell the difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion, they look the same, is you want to cool them. You not only want to cool them to drop body temperature, but you want to push the blood back from the skin to the heart so that you can provide blood flow to the tissues. And what's been very effective in that's been developed is just get an ice chest, a cooler chest, fill it with ice, and put in cold sheets. These cold sheets, basically, if you have someone that you suspect, wrap them in those cold sheets, keep it cool until an ambulance comes. This has been shown to be extremely effective. It's low cost. It can go to austere conditions like an athletic field or a picnic. And if you think that you have susceptible people, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. There's ways that you can help protect your family and friends.
Yeah, wow, we really needed those tips. Very timely. Professor Mike Sawka, really appreciate you joining us for today.